Welcome everybody. In this video, I'm going to explain to you guys how to climb on Viktor. I'm going to show 2 coaching sessions that I did with students from my coaching program. The reason these coaching sessions are so valuable is because it shows the average player's problems and how just a few small fundamental mistakes can be the difference between you winning or losing games on this champion. If you have any questions, leave it down below in the comments. Enjoy, boys.
Like I can't carry it, and I think like I'm missing something, and I don't know what.
Probably.
Like I think this game I mean obviously, right? But, like I think this game I definitely could have carried,
Yeah.
but yeah, my guess is my warding is just not good enough, but I'm not sure
Okay.
where to start.
Great, man. In today's session, what we're going to do is we're just going to take a look at your VOD. I'm going to try to identify what your strengths are. I'm going to identify what your weaknesses are. And we're definitely going to figure those out, by the way.
Yeah.
And at the end of the session, I'm going to make sure you get yourself a nice practical learning objective, okay? Awesome.
Thank you.
Great. So, plan as Viktor in the lane. What do you want to do?
I wanna keep a push,
Mm-hmm.
hit my spells on Aurelian Soul,
Mm-hmm.
and not die to ganks, and I guess scale.
Okay. So, Viktor is a lane bully, right? And the way that we bully the lane is by, of course, playing around our cooldowns. We have incredibly strong trading. Our Q is completely OP. Our E is very OP. And we like to take small win-oriented trades, which is basically hit the enemies a little bit. What did you say?
Oh, no, sorry for the music. I thought I just turned it off before I came in. That's fine.
You're good, man. You're good, man. So small win-oriented trades, right? Hit the A-Soul. Make sure you don't get hit in return. That's like the goal. And basically, the moment we have our cooldowns up, that's when we are going to be like the boss because Viktor's such a strong trader. I personally, right, given the fact that Aurelian Soul's not that strong of a laner, would not be opting in for Resolve secondary. I would be opting in for the Legend Haste and Cut Down. It's going to massively increase your damage output throughout the game. Resolve is really a rune that you take if you need the extra laning power. And versus A-Soul, generally, you're going to be fine because you're already a stronger laner. And I would actually opt in for Scorch because it's just a giga overpowered rune on Viktor because of how easy it is for us to proc and how much extra damage that we're then going to be able to deal to the enemy laner. It's going to make it a lot easier for us to play towards our identity as a lane bully. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
Fantastic. Great. So I like your first 2 waves here. I like how you slow push into the A-Soul. I like how you're taking trades around your cooldowns. This is pretty good stuff here. Yep, he's kind of hard pushing this wave in. That's okay. Let's talk about this position here in the lane. One of the key things that you really want to do, also versus A-Soul, is kind of stand outside of the wave on the edge here. The reason why that's the case is because if he then charges his E plus Q up like this, first of all, you will not get AoE'd by the E. And then what you can do is you can actually move to the side and start contesting him here. Not with the intention to just keep a full trade going, right? Because that's going to be losing for us if he keeps his Q onto us. But if we can make him oscillate between the minion wave and between us, that's when he's pretty cooked. Because he's not going to get the minions and he's not going to get good trade onto us. Make sense?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Very good. Not too bad. He's got a reset off, so we can then hard push the wave. He does hold it. Let's see how this goes. Not too bad. Let's see how we hard push this wave. We kind of know that A-Soul is going to be forced to reset on this position, right? Because he was too low on resources. So the way that we want to manage this next wave is you want to get your E off as soon as possible through as many means as possible. So this, for example, would be an amazing E to throw. Because then on your next E recharge timer, right, the entire wave is gone. Plus, you're going to be AoEing all of the minions and it's going to increase your push speed. So immediately E the entire wave. And that's going to make it harder for him to hold. And he might lose an extra minion. Small wins.
Yeah.
Okay. On this first base, I would always get a refillable potion. We are looking to heavy trade with Viktor, with Aurelian Soul. So the refillable potion is one of the best items in the game for us to do that. Because that then means it's then okay for us to take some damage. And we can then invest a little bit of our HP to deal more damage to him. Okay? Always get refill. It's OP.
Refillable over Dark Seal?
We get Dark Seal plus refill. That's the best.
Oh, okay.
Okay, pretty good E there. So far, our E's have been pretty good. Keep that up. Nice E there as well. A pretty big wave state here. Make sure to also contest the A-Soul. Don't allow him to do stuff for free. Like that. Exactly well done. Just catch the wave in the tower. Looks like he may have based. So do you know why he's basing all the time?
Well, because if he's too low on HP and mana, he can't farm.
Exactly. That's right. So he really wants to crash these waves so that he can get the resources reset off. So if we're going to look at this wave beforehand, right, I would try to contest this guy a little bit harder, even with Hecarim around here. Beforehand, I would already start thinning out this minion wave a little bit more.
Okay.
And I would stand a little bit closer to this guy, especially when he's going to pop his E, right? I would try to get a high value E through as many means as possible. I would use my W in such a way that he can't consistently get his Q off. And that's going to slow his push down massively. So I'm really going to try to prevent him from pushing me in. And that's going to make it a lot harder for him to play this reset style League of Legends, which basically means avoiding the lane. That's something that we want to prevent because we want to attack him through the lane. Okay, so gets a bit of a roam play off at the top. Don't be shy to ult the wave. Yes, come on. That's a good fucking ult, dude. I like that. Big tempo ult. Really nice. Amazing ult. And we get Drake on the flip side. So this was beautiful. Okay. So when we are hitting this turret, we can see that we have a massive opportunity to do something on the map, right? I would use this opportunity to get a nice little ward out onto the Raptors, which is going to give us a lot of information on the enemy Hecarim.
Okay.
If you have any questions about anything that I say, by the way, during the session, just hit me up, man. Just let me know, and I'm happily going deeper for it on you, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, great. Hecarim is 6 here. Gotta be a little bit careful for that. He's strong. Gotta get a reset off real soon. Pretty tricky spot here. Not being able to get a reset off is kind of tricky. Yeah, it kind of sucks. We just need to stall it. We just need to preserve our resources and be okay with going down a little bit. We can't really punish the ASOL right now because we're simply not strong enough item-wise.
Yeah. I should have flashed. I didn't think he would be able to pull me in.
Okay. That's fine. Right? It's good that you're aware of that you didn't quite know that he could pull you in or not. Flashing would have definitely been good. So what I'm really thinking about in this spot is I need to get a reset off real soon. Okay?
Yeah.
Because without our lost chapter, we can't pressure this guy because we're simply too weak. So how do we get the reset up from this position? Well, I would now, for the first time ever, like it if he hard pushes me in. Because if he pushes me in, I can then hold this wave under the tower and then use the next wave that then stacks up to actually get a hard push out into him, into a tempo reset on our terms.
Yep. Sorry, again, what am I supposed to do?
So this is the time where I would actually not touch the wave and let him push me in.
Touch it.
Yes.
Okay, and then it crashes, and then what?
And then we hard push the new wave coming in, which stacks up somewhere right here because you can keep this minion wave alive under your turret. And that's when you can then force your own reset.
Am I not worried that he might freeze me?
It doesn't matter. Because if you then come back, right, you might lose 2 or 3 minions, but you then come back with way stronger items. He loses a bit of HP from freezing. The next neutral objective, Grubby, spawns then. So he's not going to be able to contest it. And yes, you lose 3 creeps, but you get grubs for it, plus a good lane state.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Good question, by the way. Really good question. So it's all about understanding that you need to reset, because the rest is all the follow-up effect, right? Needing to reset, feeling like you need to reset is the key. And the way we know that is because he's got an item advantage and he's just stronger. And we simply cannot punish him when he's got an item advantage. And we want to punish him as Viktor. We get back into the lane. Let's see how we use our W here. Okay. Probably would not use the W without my other spells being up. But it doesn't matter too much. We're contesting the wave. He's reset right now because it's Canamian. Well, he's not reset. He has to reset his TP back.
Going to...
Okay. Whenever someone resets on a Canamian, you never want to hard push it with your ult like this, because he's going to just be able to catch the entire cannon wave in a turret because the cannon is going to take all the tower shots, right? So in a position like this, you want to slow play this wave, and then the next wave you can hard push with a double E rotation. But a cannon wave, you don't really want to hard push like this.
Okay.
Because they're going to catch everything anyway. Oh, and we barely don't get lost chapter. Okay. I like your ward on the Raptors there. You've got the right ID. Asol's getting some plays off into the side. I like that you're also hitting mid turret here. This is quite good. And I like that you're taking a reset here. You definitely should base. You shouldn't cancel this guy. You can't fight. He's got Rala's, right? Unplayable here.
Yeah.
But this is good. Good that you try to get the wave in. And eventually you get your items back. So we're finally strong. We're finally strong. Now let's take a look at the tab and just identify how the game state is looking. So if you're looking at this from Viktor's perspective, you're not too happy. Because we have not really done our job as a lane bully. The enemy Asol is just as strong, if not stronger than us. He's gotten a lot of plays going on the map. He's won top, he's won bot. And that means that we've not really done our job as Viktor, right? It's our job as Viktor to keep the enemy laner isolated in the 1v1, pin him down in the turret. So definitely a few improvements to be made in the lane. It's small fundamental optimizations that we're seeing, either in wave management and thinning, either in your positioning in the wave, where we're giving him the AoE push, or we missing a reset window, right? Or like passing up the reset window so that we're not strong enough to actually contest the enemy laner. Small fundamental optimizations. Now, the way that I want you to approach this in the future situations is that if your laner ever gets first move towards a play, that's a big red flag, and that needs to be then investigated. So I then want you to go back into the review, figure out why they got the first move and how you could have prevented that.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, great. So since you're new, right, we got an amazing tool for that. The VOD questions channel, right here. Right here, we got the VOD questions channel, which is a channel in which that you can, for example, clip one of these positions where you maybe lost prio and you're not quite sure what to do about it. And then one of the coaches can give you some feedback in here on that specific situation. So use those as benchmarks. And if you're unsure how to solve it, don't be shy to use this channel. That's what it's for.
Okay, thank you.
Great, man. Any questions this far?
Like, if I apply these like ideas correctly in this game, like how would the game like look differently right now? Like, what do you think?
We would have pinned down this guy in the 1v1. We would have not had a losing top side because he's been destroying top. And we would be in a position where we'd be up a little bit of CS and probably be able to play out better with our jungle onto neutrals. Get more access to the neutral objectives.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? So pretty big difference.
Yeah.
Pretty big difference. All right, so from this position, right? Sometimes we all make mistakes, right? I'm getting very close to perfection myself in my league gameplay. I'm joking. But I also make a lot of mistakes, right? So sometimes you end yourself up in a position like this. What's your game plan right now? What do you want to do? How are you going to get control back of this game? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, in the game, I'm pretty sure I didn't have a clue, but if I had to make a guess, like, here's my problem. Like, I look at this game, I'm pretty sure the enemy outscale us. They have an enchanter, they have Mundo, they have Aurelian Soul. I mean, that's kind of what he does, scaling.
Yeah.
They have a Hecarim against 3 mobile champs. Our Udi is also not that fast, so it's not like he can run after Hecarim. Our Cassandra scales pretty good. I mean, also scale good, but I don't know. I don't know what to do here.
Okay. So whenever you're in a position where you're like a little bit behind, you want to try to create favorable states for you. What are favorable states for you? That's either when you play directly towards your champion identity, or whenever you like play in number advantages. What I would try to do is I would try to get push on mid, get perma first move, and see if I can hover with Udyr and play with him. Udyr is actually not that weak. He's got a full item. It is AD Udyr, which counters Mundo giga hard. So we're going to be okay, right? Game is never lost. And I would see if I could get some good quality vision around mid, keep up the prio, pin this A-Soul down in the lane, and make sure that we get first move into place. That would be what I'm trying to do. So the way I do it is through high value E's. So you see that he's hard pushing the wave. This is a great high value E where you hit him and you hit the minions. Fantastic stuff. We have a little bit of a window right now in which that we can use this to get some good quality vision out. Where's our Udyr going to go? He's probably going to pop a top into bot here. So I'm going to use this opportunity to now ward enemy raptors onto bot side.
Is that because he will finish clearing his camp bot lane and then probably make a play bot with the time?
Yeah, exactly. Spot on.
Okay.
That's right. Okay, nice try.
Yeah.
Nice try.
The only thing I can think is if I could have hovered like bot side more, but I don't even know if that would have made a difference. I guess if I flashed one Q earlier, he would have eaten one more tower shot.
Yeah, I think the solution is probably you probably flash a little bit too early here.
Too early?
Yeah. And I think another key thing to note is that I'm not sure if we want to hard push this wave. Because it's once again a cannon wave, right? And a cannon wave, if we hard push this, A-Soul's just going to catch it under tower. So we might want to even slow play this wave instead of hard pushing it. But that's okay.
Okay, I see.
You see?
And if this is a normal wave, I can like take it a bit later and one-shot it.
Exactly.
And then I'm safe. Yeah, okay.
Exactly. That's right. But you see the hacker is giga fat, right? It's not easy to play versus him right now. It's not easy. Looks like we swap up the lane assignments, which is fine. We got no flash now, so we got to be a little bit careful. Well played. Okay, that's fine. I don't think if we use our spells differently, there's a way to kill the Ezreal there. I think he always gets out. We got to be a bit careful for the Hecarim here. So I would use this time to get a bit of vision out and clear the enemy vision.
Yeah, he baited me. That was good.
Okay. So let's figure out how we know that Hecarim is here, right? The reason we know he's here is because he did a top gank into mid, and then he was clearing his bot side camps into bot. While the time that you basically died, reset, was back on the bot. He's probably been lingering around here. And that's why we got to be very scared of him being here.
Should I even go for that ward then?
If you do it earlier, yeah. Because if you do it right now, before you actually get the poke off onto him, you've got the cover from the boys, right? All the boys are still around and Hecarim's got no R. But now Udyr is backing off, right? This guy is back, the Zyra's back. So if you get collapsed upon, you're cooked right now.
Yeah, okay.
But hey, good job trading 1-for-1, at least. Okay, Herald is the next neutral objective. It is pretty challenging to play for that. I'm not sure if we're strong enough. Maybe we can use this timer onto the Azol and the Karma to actually start Herald. Udyr is quite strong. We do have our TP up, so I don't mind you going bot. Means that we can always be present at the play. Very nice.
I was trying to like silence him and then get a Q on him. But I think I ulted too late, maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if you want to view it in this way, right? I would ult right now, and then what happens is that he would probably E back, and then on my next E, I can actually snipe him because he's then decided to already take a decision between one of these paths here. So I would just lay down the ult a little bit earlier.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, it looks like your team died on top. That's not really your responsibility. No problem. We have to reset TP back. What do you want to say, mate?
I was gonna say like I TP'd here because, well, I thought maybe we wanna fight for dragon and it's better to, be ready.
I don't mind that. I think this TP is great because you get access to the full wave and you got a little bit of a tempo advantage that you can now maybe get a little bit of money back.
Oh.
Nice snipe on Karma. And Mundo eats us. Tough game. Very tough game.
I think if like Cassandra and me are like coordinated, we can probably outplay this, but yeah.
Did you check out the Viktor guide on the website?
Not yet, no.
Okay. Definitely good to do. Okay. It's going to give you a lot of good context on just some things that we talked about in this session, but also things that we didn't talk about. There's some other Viktor fundamentals still uncovered. Let's take a look at this dev. Game is probably over after this dev here where we move into bot. Mundo hides in the bush.
Yeah. I should have known he was there, but I forgot about him.
Okay, great. From this point, game over. There's no return. We've died too much. We're too weak. We're too behind. And as Viktor, you don't really like to be behind. So, would you say that this is like an average vault for you? An average loss for Viktor?
No, but like what I think is average is the situation of like I'm in a matchup I should win, and then I'm kind of not winning it sometimes because like I don't want to say because of the jungle diff, but because like I'm not able to deal with the jungler like with an aggressive jungler, and punish my opponent. I think that's kind of a problem. Like most of the time, if the junglers are, let's say, equally active or inactive, then I win lane.
Yeah.
But if there's a difference, it's like I struggle. Yeah.
Okay. So let's give you a little bit of an analogy on Viktor, on especially Viktor's laning. Viktor is like the ultimate poster boy of fundamental champs, right? If you master all of the fundamentals properly, this champ will be one of the strongest laners in the game. But it's incredibly easy to make one mistake and then suddenly the entire plan fails. So I want you to view it like building a house, all right? Or building like a house of cards. I think that's the best way of framing it. So what happens is that you got all of these fundamentals that are literally holding your house of cards up as Viktor. And if you consistently execute on all of these well, that's when you're going to just be an absolute beast in the lane. But if you slightly mistake one or two of these things, then suddenly the entire house of cards crumbles, right? And that's kind of what we're seeing with you here. You got a few decent fundamentals set up, but there's a few holes here and there that need to be improved. And I think that it starts with just taking Scorch all the time. I think that's already going to massively increase your laning damage, and also the understanding of how to pick your setup as Viktor. So check out the Viktor guide for that. And I really want you to check out everything, like advanced, intermediate, intro, everything. It's just insanely valuable. What I want you to look for in the lane is I want you to look at positions where you either died, can be for whatever reason, bad trade, solo kill, enemy jungle, can be anything, right? And positions where the enemy laner got first move to a play before you, okay? And I want you to use these as benchmark in the lane. And I want you to go into the review, go 30 seconds before these plays actually happen, and then figure out what key piece of information or what fundamental that led you to being in this position where you died or where you gave the enemy laner first move. It can be wave management. It can be bad ability usage. It can be trading. It can be resets. It can be anything in your case, because we just need to optimize. But what we're going to do is we're going to see every small benchmark or mistake as a bit of a puzzle to solve. And by going back into the review and solving those positions, you directly decrease the likelihood of those same problems happening in future games, because you're solving those puzzles in the review. And that leads to pattern recognition and visualization in future games. It's still going to happen, but slowly over time it will happen less frequent. And you're going to feel more secure and less overwhelmed in the lane, being able to think about these fundamentals at the same time. Make sense?
Yeah. So the how would you say, like triggers to like look into what happened is I either died or is it just in lane my opponent moved first, or also like side laning at later stages?
First 13 minutes. That's it.
13?
First 13 minutes. That's right.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. For now, we're just going to focus on the lane, right? If we do too much and include the mid game, it's going to be too hard for you to get consistent and see trends, right? You don't want to review everything. You just want to review specifics and go a little bit deeper on those specifics. That's what improving league's all about. Doing too much means that it's very easy for you to then get overwhelmed and not really learn anything. Okay?
Right.
Good. Make sure you use the VOD questions when one of these situations pop up. And if you have any other questions, mate, don't be shy to reach out to me, okay?
I have one last question actually. Yeah. So I don't this is not supposed to put you on the spot, but can you go to 13 minutes?
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of hard, but my question is, if you're at 13 minutes, on how would the scoreline look if you were playing in this game right now? I just want to know what's the how hard can I win this? I want to know, it's just a guess,
Have you seen some of my Viktor content?
I watched Syndra content. Viktor, I haven't seen much.
Okay, check some of the Viktor content out on my Mysteriaslol YouTube channel. I'm a freak on this champ. I'll probably... This guy will be 60 CS. I'm 130. I've got complete vision control. We got all the neutral objectives. I'm a freak on this champ.
You would single-handedly, win everything, basically. Even though the bot lane is kind of, losing,
Yeah, and the reason why it's actually a really good Viktor game is because the threat on the enemy team is relatively low. Hecarim is problematic, but if you get good quality vision, he can't really avoid the vision, right? So vision counts as Hecarim. Karma is not that threatening for you as Viktor, because she can't really get on top of you like Nautilus Q or something like that. So it's quite easy for you to get away with playing extremely aggressive. And this game would be a blessing for me to play as Viktor.
Yeah, well, I kind of figured this was if I'm good, I would win this.
Yes.
This game, yeah.
And that's okay, man. That's what we're going to work on. We're going to work on these fundamental optimizations, right? By reviewing, by utilizing the VOD questions. And in 3 to 4 weeks, you're going to return with a new VOD. And we're going to go to step 2. Maybe it's already a lot better, and we're then going to move on to the mid game. We'll see. We'll just start filling these holes step by step. That's what we're going to do.
One last thing about the VOD review that I'm done. So I wrote down, I'm going to look at the VOD again, probably a few times.
Yep.
So if I just look at the first 13 minutes and look at my devs, the devs is also till 13 minutes, or is that just for the roaming?
Correct.
Okay, so everything first 13 minutes, and that's enough for the first. All right, get it.
Correct.
So the rest I shouldn't really worry about.
Not important.
Okay, thank you.
No problem, man. If you have any other questions, dude, just hit me up. My DMs are open, okay?
Yeah, right. Thank you.
No problem, man. Good luck in the games.
If I was to say what like some things I definitely need to work on, what is it? I talked earlier about my climb, right? Of like, oh, I started gold 1, I climbed all the way to diamond 4.
Yeah.
I feel like I was like very passive, like kind of like just doing my job, kind of like staying back in lane, just CSing good, and like that's how I did that. And this recent time, I've been pushing my limits. I've been like trying to send it, trying to win lane, trying to like get aggressive, and I've been having the most hamster deaths, like the most like, oh, I mistracked the jungler, I messed up, or like, oh, I didn't understand the kill threat, I'm dead. It's like, it's incredible because I didn't realize before I started grinding Viktor, I play Ari as my other character, how many unique ways you could die. How many unique ways everyone on the enemy team wants to kill you. Like, it's crazy. I feel like when you're playing Ari, people know that they can't gank you. They're like, oh, she can R away, she can make, she escape. Oh, you gank her again, she has flash, she has charm because she can W away. People, I feel like I've started playing Viktor, and everyone in the universe wants me dead, and they want me dead immediately.
Correct.
Like it's so funny. I've been like, I said earlier, like I've grinded in Viktor games. 25 games, I've won 6. It's so funny.
Right.
I love it.
We're going to get into it, man. We're going to figure out what your problems are. We're going to find these roots and drag them out. Okay?
Okay.
Cool. So, Viktor Vis. Tough matchup. What's your plan? What do you want to do?
I want space to E, and I want to hold the wave on my side.
Okay.
That's like the 2 things I was thinking about during this match.
Okay. Let's see how we do that. I like the fact that you want to space the E. I think that eventually holding the wave on your side is good. At the beginning, of course, I would like to push because we can use our level advantage.
First 3 waves, I am trying to like build a slow push, but on the bounce back, I want to have it on my side.
Okay, great.
That was my plan going into this video, for this VOD.
I like that. That's a very solid plan here. I really like how you're positioning here as well. This is quite good. Not too bad. We reached level 2. Okay. Pretty good first 2 waves here. Well done. Very nice ward. Love that.
You love to see the little fundamentals.
Yeah, this is beautiful here, man. Great trading here onto the Fizz as well. Okay, we reach up level 3. This is where we got to be a little bit careful because she might just all-in us. Okay, not too bad. This is fine. We got bone plating for this. Yep, just stand your ground. That's okay. We didn't get the bounce back because we hit the Fizz with a Q, and that meant that some of the minions were dragged back, but so far, it's not problematic.
I think I also hit the wave with the E. I did just see that, yeah.
But it's okay. If you're in a controlled spot like this, it's totally fine. It's even better to be like this right now, because you can pin this guy down in the turret, so great stuff.
I think what's going in my mind right now is I'm pushing down, but I saw the jungler. I remember that.
Nice. I think your first 4 levels were really good, dude. Very nice. Yep, I would have E'd her onto this minion. Every bit of damage that we get right now sticks. And since we're going to get our bone plating back up, this is your time to just fucking step up, right? With bone plating, you're immortal here. Nice. Perfect. He's going to be forced to take a bad reset. We hard push the wave. Great E here through the minions. You hit as much as possible early. So you push this out fast enough. Hey. Great early lane, man. Very sexy.
Let's go. It's
been
so painful. It's been so painful this past few days. Oh, speaking of build real quick, I go double Ruby Crystal.
Yeah.
This is my maybe first time doing Fizz Viktor, and also second time doing Rod of Ages.
Okay.
What should I be thinking about when I buy double Ruby Crystal? Should I just be like trying to stat check him, like auto him down, or should I be like still being my spacing and like keep my distance and spacing that E? Like, does anything change, or like how does Ruby Crystal feel different than like?
Ruby Crystal just keeps you alive. You just make sure that he can't all-in you, and it's like the strongest stat stick of trading in the early game. You deal less damage, but you stay alive, and he can't find these all-in ranges, because you gotta keep in mind, these assassins, they're threshold champs. And with you buying Ruby Crystal, they can't find these thresholds, and then generally the trades aren't going to be that favorable for them. Okay, really nice wave management here. I really like this. Yep, this is amazing. Okay. This was a pretty awkward trade. In this specific spot, I think you just completely misspaced here. right? The E was very sloppy.
Yeah.
What I'm wondering is, do you use Clampcast?
I don't use clamp cast.
Do it.
Just do it.
Do it, man. It's certainly you're gonna win all the games again, man. The moment you turn on Clampcast, everything's fixed.
Dude, was it Coach Curtis? I watched one of his videos. He's like, yeah, he doesn't use it. I'm like, what do I?
Yeah.
I remember watching that video. I'm like, I hear his personal preference.
Yeah. Look, I was the same. Exactly as Curtis.
You're
okay?
the same?
I was exactly the same. At first, I was like, Clampcast is for noobs. You're not gonna learn the spell properly. So I played a fucking year while it still was enabled. We played a year with that Clampcast stuff off. And then someone said, Tim, please just try it. And I think since I've turned it off, I've never missed a single E anymore. That shit's so OP. I'm never going bad. It's just too OP.
It's just too good.
It's too good.
Yeah,
man.
I think I noticed it with W and R actually. We're like R outside my actual range, and then like instead of Victor Ring where I need him to R, he just like starts walking forward. I'm losing my mind.
Suicide.
I'm losing my mind. So maybe I should do that.
You should.
It does make me so sad when that happens to me because it happens in team fights.
Yep.
Or like my E should be on cooldown, but I haven't casted it. It's like, oh, should have queued that melee minion.
That's okay. This is fine. I really like your lane state here. Like, it's unlucky. You should have held the wave, of course. And we misspaced the Fizz a little bit. One of the key things that we constantly see is that this Fizz only ease in when he's got a way out, right? And the only time that he's going to get a way out is when he can actually queue through the minions. So he's got the minions lined up right here, which he can just queue through. And that's when you got to be a little bit careful when he's going to be able to get those opportunities.
I do recognize it. I think I click forward really quickly, actually. Like when he E's, I just immediately click forward. But I think I kind of recognize that in the game. I need to beat this guy up. Like I'm like really trying to win. I should have reset. I think
100%. Yeah.
100%. I should have reset. I don't know what mind controlled me to not reset.
Okay.
But in hindsight, I'm like, it was perfect. I should have just
based. Yeah.
I die for this, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you do, because the wave is going to be cooked, right? It's close to his side.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to kill these minions. You can't target it. You can't access it. Plus, you do not have a lot of pressure from the meteor right now. It's a pretty dangerous spot to be in.
Yeah.
Especially because he doesn't have TP, right? So you could literally trap him with your TP and then TP back. And he can't crash the wave, and he's cooked.
Yeah, I'm overthinking this. I'm like trying to space him perfectly, and I stepped too far. Yeah, I remember this.
Okay, nice try. No problem. Okay, at least we hold the wave here. That's good. Yep, we preserve our HP as well. Try to thin it out so it actually doesn't crash. That might have been over-thinned. I'm not sure. We also
I let it crash. I think the casters were too far back, so the melee minions AI just kind of walking into the turret. It would have held, but...
This is okay. As long as the casters keep alive, this is totally fine. This was a completely fine hold. Just make sure that Fizz doesn't fuck your jungle up right now if something happens. Which doesn't. So that's good. Okay, we're in a great position. Great wave state here. He can't touch anything. And we're now slow building out very slowly. That's fine. We don't mind that. This is totally fine. We use bone plating. And he hits the wave. I don't think this kills. Yep, not at all. That's what we get these rubies for. Otherwise, you're dead as hell.
It felt so great, dude. I'm alive, dude. That's crazy. I remember just like pinging Rod of Ages, little catalyst. I'm just like, dude, I'm fucking live, dude. This shit's the best. I'm like, dude, I'm the best. I fucking bought this item and it changed my life. Investments, baby.
It is, yeah.
Saved my life.
Honestly, not a bad early lane, right? We had a few fundamental mishaps, just small ones. Definitely a bit of room for improvement, but overall, you're in a healthy state right now. You're in a good state in this game. And let's see. Oh yeah, I would have went Q upgrade into melees. Into melees, you can go Q upgrade because you already get control of the wave. So you can use the Q for the bigger shield and better trading power.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's like not something I've even been thinking about since like I watched the Viktor guide. I watched like all of the intermediate, but I haven't like absorbed any of it really.
Okay. All right. So in this spot, we got to ask ourselves the question, how did Fizz get first move? Right? We see that action's happening on the top side. What we should do is preemptively, we should already be leaning top because our VA is top. So we should be entering lane right here. And the moment we see Fizz move over here, we immediately move over here. We don't touch the wave at all because if we move while touching the wave's going to be cooked. Right now it's neutral. So we're happy moving. So we should already be more on top side here. And then we should block this Fizz off. But I think we shouldn't even contest this, right? I think Viego can potentially like get one grub and get out. So if we can block this Fizz from entering by laying down our W, forcing Fizz E, Viego can get a grip and get out with his R. And then everything's fine.
I remember thinking like I didn't really want the smoke. Like I definitely didn't want to like do this.
You mean fighting?
I don't get punished for it, but if because I don't have my ultimate, and I remember thinking like, I just want to get my Roa. Because like Roa's on my head.
Totally good. But you got a job as a mid laner. It's same as with like football, right?
Yeah.
Where you can't just let the striker, if you're the defender, you can't just let the striker roam free because you're too tired, right?
Okay.
you gotta at least tackle him, you know?
Yeah.
At least tackle him. Okay, so this is a way.
It's also like it might be like a confidence thing too. Of like, am I confident in like being in the river with a Fizz, and like he might just like I misspace an E and he just gets on me, right?
Yeah.
Like that might be one of my things too. Of like my fighting is not. You will see later. Like my fighting's not where I want it to be with Viktor.
Okay, keep it in mind. Pretty decent trading here. I like how you hold E. It's a beautiful E right there. Yep, beautiful wave state as well. We hold the wave state, deny Fizz minions. Great. We got to make sure that Fizz doesn't insta roam bot, and we want to get a reset of real soon. Okay, so the way I would approach this is the same as in the previous guy that we reviewed. Is just let him crash this wave. Take his HP for him trying to crash this wave. And then the moment we take his HP and we don't lose any HP ourselves, we can then hard push one of the next waves coming in, reset, and then we neutralize him because we traded onto him. Okay?
Okay. All right, sounds good.
Yep.
I remember thinking like maybe I could limit test this in hindsight of like he didn't have the damage to kill me. Like maybe I could have walked him down, but with like the big all-in.
Probably not. I think he probably eats you here.
Okay.
Maybe he doesn't. The moment you get your bone plating up, you can win. But you didn't have it up at that time. Okay. A cannon wave is always tricky to reset on, but we're doing a good job with the small win trades. Just keep laying down those E's, right? If your E is up, just throw it.
I was mentally overwhelmed with trying to like not get E'd myself.
Okay.
I was definitely overwhelmed in this moment. 100%.
Yeah, we got a little bit baited here. Does seem to work out, so that's nice. Or do we die? Not ideal. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. Yeah, look, it's just the overstay, right?
Yeah.
It's just the overstay. I think that this is the second time you overstayed. You had a great reset opportunity right there. You had one where you didn't set up right here. And it's just these small positions that then get you killed.
Okay.
So starting from this position, right? What's going through your mind? How do you want to play out the game?
I'm thinking about teleporting. I think I can't remember what I do, but right now I want to teleport and play for drag. Just like play goalie, basically.
Love it. Very good.
I'm not sure if I do that, but that's what I'm thinking right now.
Okay.
I don't do that. That's tough.
No problem. Look, Graves was dead. Botlane had Prio. If you don't TP and still get Drake, totally fine, dude. This was okay. Even better like this if you already get Drake secured. And we see that from this spot, bot lane's winning. Top lane's heavy trading. Jungle's doing well. We're fine. So eventually I would like to create like these team fight scenarios where we can get area control, let the enemies run into us. The enemies do have a lot of threat with Blitz and Fizz, but if we can control the game, right, and play on our terms where we have vision, it's really hard for Fizz to play. We can lay down the choke points, we can make it hard for Viktor to enter, and force them to lose HP if they try to walk in. So starting from this position, I would probably want to set up for Rift real soon. Since Lucian just took the bot tower, I think this is a great time to now move into bot, swap up the lane assignments. You can then move into bot, give this guy a reset opportunity because he can then just back off base, take over mid. And then you are on bot with TP up for the neutral objective.
It was a really good transition, but I think I didn't have the map awareness to teleport in time. I think I remember I missed a teleport opportunity.
Okay.
I think was what happened because there's a good lane swap here.
Mm-hmm.
They walk out of base to mid and I catch a bot wave,
mm-hmm.
which is great, but the fight's already happening.
Yeah. Right. So let's go back if we should have done something about this. Yeah, we definitely should have done something about this. Right? Because we give this Fizz free access to this Viego again, right? I think that's the key point. What you need to do is you need to defend your Viego here. If you don't immediately swap with bot right now, that's when you need to defend Viego. You either now move into bot, you ping Viego off so that he doesn't contest the scuttle and just pops a full clear into bot, and then he can reset play Herald, that's fine. But if you don't swap with bot lane right now, which is also okay, then you need to defend the Viego with your vision. And
with my control word. Okay.
Yeah, and just walking north is what you got to do.
I remember seeing like kind of just looking at the top side of the map and just like kind of not wanting to walk there.
Let's see if I got an example of it.
Like an example of like just be standing there.
Yeah, just defending.
Be a word.
I remember it's an Ari vs Yasuo game, but I don't know if I recorded it like that. It doesn't look like it's like a different VOD I can't find.
Well, I can imagine it though, right? So it's like sitting in the banana bush and just being there. It's just like being like I that's like maybe I can understand it of like, okay, I just stand in the banana bush and just stand there and like stand proud and be like, okay, what are you gonna do, right?
Exactly.
I think I get it.
Fantastic. That's it. Okay, we do swap
so
the
swap happens.
Yep. Can't really change your team dying besides playing earlier on tempo. I like that you heavily pressure into bot. You push out deep. You get yourself a nice reset off. Not too bad. Dragon's up next. Camille's going to get TP. So I really like that you move over into the bot side of the map. That's where you should be. Should we also deploy through bot? Yeah, it looks like we already have mid push. So deploying through bot is actually a really good thing to do. I like this. Very nice. Yep. We can get some vision here. Ooh, missed opportunity. We should place this ward in the Phalite.
Okay.
Completely overpowered. OP, that warning spot.
Okay.
I like that you're pressuring bolt here. Any information on what happens on top side? We see that there's a fight happening here on top, right? I don't know exactly what it is, but we need to look here with our camera.
Okay.
Because we got TP and Fizz doesn't have TP, so we're extremely happy taking a fight. Would it have worked? I don't know. We didn't look. We didn't look. So always gather the information. Damn, your team is just full sending it all the time. I definitely want to like look at your communication, because how the fuck is your team, right? Perma like dead. Yeah, I fear that this is a very similar thing here, where I think your communication is too slow. I think we see that the enemies are like getting the ability to just take over some parts of the map. And because you are just letting them go, you're not body blocking. Plus, you're not communicating the fact that they need to back off. They just get themselves killed. And this death from Viego killed your transition into mid game. Because Viego died, then the rest of your team chain died. And you're not pinging them off as well, right? These guys, they are playing the game. They're fighting while you're moving into bot. We don't want them to fight. We should preemptively ping this off.
Okay. I mean, I guess communication is just one of the things of like, I haven't thought about it at all. It's just nothing that's crossed my mind. It's just not like I want to hit the buttons better kind of, you know?
Yeah, it makes sense. I really like this, where you communicate Drake here. That's very
I wanted to play for Drag. I remember this. I want to play for Drag and I ping it and then it's just, maybe I should just ping it. Well, my team's dead, so like I ping it and it just is kind of diabolical.
Yeah, this is such an interesting one, because what I really see in this game and what really stands out, the way I feel it as well, is your team is dying while you're kind of just doing your own thing. You're so disconnected from your team. And when something like that happens in your games, you need to really figure out, okay, how did that happen? Sometimes it's unlucky, sometimes they are just trolling, but more often than not, there's something that you can change about it, either with communication or with adapting yourself. And what we saw in both these situations is either if you adapt better or if you communicate better, you can prevent these big ins from happening, and it's game changing. Of course. Okay. So we got a nice communication article. Must watch. I'm gonna send it in the channel here. Okay.
Okay. Great. I do remember thinking like, oh, if I'm Ari, I'm happy to just join the scrap and just win the fight, right?
Yeah.
But like, I feel like, especially as their chain dying, I'm just like, well, I don't want to be there as Viktor, right? I'll just like stand there, just like holding the bag.
Viktor is a much more conditional fighter.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It feels like, especially since for context, I am 70 games into Viktor. I'm not that, I have like a couple hundred games on Ari. Like, I feel like the comfortability is like different. I got tunnel vision here on the cannon. I could have ran faster. I remember this.
Okay. Yeah, very interesting. I reckon that this past 4 minutes killed your game, dude. You guys went from Giga ahead, 14 to 10 or something like that. Let's see. What were you guys? 12 to 10 to 14 and 19. Like, you just guys got, in 4 minutes time, you guys got destroyed. Entire lead gone. Because everyone was making plays at different tempos and getting themselves killed. Like domino deaths is how I'd like to call it. Domino deaths.
Okay. So the difference that I could have done was more pings, like communicate more, and maybe like protect Viego before he died there.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
That's right.
So the iChain die, that one I feel really bad about. Like that death really hurt because then that actually my team was setting up for the dragon finally, and then it just go over.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, right? I think that if we look at the game state, I don't even know if the Drake was contestable if you look at the enemy's items, right? This guy's way strong, level 14, 11, 14, 12. I don't really think you can play. You're not strong enough. So the way that you want to view it is that if you're ever behind and you're in this position where you're constantly getting tempo domino killed, right? You need to sacrifice something to gain back tempo. Because the idea of League of Legends is you want to make plays on your terms, which is basically you push out a wave, force people to respond, so you can take area control and be first, right? And we can only do that from behind if we actively sacrifice something. Because otherwise we can never get into a position where we are getting a push out. So we should have sacrificed this Drake as a team, play topside, Herald into top push, forcing them to respond. We can then maybe play on our terms. And then it's maybe fightable.
If I was, like, let's say I was one of my teammates.
Yeah.
I feel like if I was one of my teammates, they see me die, leave it. Like, just fucking 180. Like, actually, this game's a great example. Next Drake, that's what I do. Next Drake, I see someone die, and I pivot immediately. I fucking book it. I'm like, see you later. I'm going to vacation. Going to top lane. We actually do end up mounting a good comeback in this game. Which is like it looked winnable.
So I really want to mention to this, right? You know that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Tell your team.
Okay. Oh, I do. Okay. The next drag, I do it though. I do communicate the next dragon. Like next dragon, I have faith in me. All right. This is my first session ever. Baby's first coaching session. All right.
You're good, man. I don't judge you in that sense.
I got this.
I don't judge you in that sense, dude. You have no idea the atrocities I've committed on the Rift, dude. It's okay.
Dude, I have been throwing this last week, dude. It's bad. I went from Diamond 4 to Emerald to bottom Emerald 2, dude. It's tragic. I part of me wants to just quit and go to Ari, but nah, I'm too stubborn for that shit. I'm too stubborn. I want this to work.
Yeah, you're gonna be okay.
The character's so fucking cool. The character's so cool.
You're gonna be okay, man. You're gonna be okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty hard on myself because I think that's like the best way to improve. I'm like, okay, what could I have done, right? And I guess like communication, like great. Yeah, I could have done that. That would have made this game feel so much less sloppy. This game, I felt like I was like, oh, I'm doing good things. Like I feel like my gameplay was okay, but like it felt so bad.
Yeah, and that's sometimes part of solo queue as well, man. Like I really like your attitude, by the way. The way that you've been talking and the words you're using, it does really seem like you got the right mindset of improvement. So keep it up.
I am a competitive gamer veteran, is like what I'd say. I've played every game under the sun. I've been there, done that for a lot of things. So here I remember I see Fizz walk into the river, so I just don't walk up. I'm just like, Fizz could murder me.
Right. So what do you do at this position the moment you can't push out another side wave anymore? What do you think?
I'm thinking, what I thought in the game was, okay, I kind of want to just have Revolution, but I didn't want to be standing next to him. So I thought, okay, I'll just protect the jungle. I was like, I'll just stand here. I plant my feet here. I just stand here. I'm not sure if that's the correct play, but that's just the best thing I could think of in the moment.
We should go mid here. Because now you can create a number advantage because Fizz is responding to top wave. So you can move in mid and take mid prio on a wave. And that can then force them to respond to mid wave again. And you can kind of stall again with that. Okay. So if you can't push out a side wave anymore, shift into a different lane to put pressure and overload.
Okay.
That's what I would try.
I feel like I go a little bit AFK because I just feel like it's kind of tough, but it ends up working out for me. You know, things are great for me. I space the E and then this guy dies.
Okay, this is good. Yeah, look, this is a very interesting one. If your team can already defend, which they can because the Rave is right here, you should keep pushing top right now.
I thought about that, but I feel like the fights were happening so much that I just wanted to be in the fights. Like I at some point I was getting like frustrated that like the fights were happening without me. I'm like, I need to be there.
Okay. It worked out here.
It worked, but I'm not happy about it.
Yeah, and the reason I wouldn't move here is because of the fact that we don't have like proactive tools. Them dying is kind of on them wanting to die in a way, because we could basically never reach as Viktor unless we like TP in the back, but that's dangerous because we might get blown up. So if we would have like
so many times,
right? So I would have probably went top, but hey, if it works, it works. Don't fix something that's not broken.
So this is what I was talking about earlier. This drag, I'm pretty proud of this one actually. So I'm pinging it. Camille dies. I sprint 180. So I'm going top lane.
Great, love this. This is so good, right? And your team doesn't like run it down on Drake as well. So this was Fucking amazing. You got so much money here. Look at you. This was perfect macro. You just got immense value. Interesting TP. We TP mid. We don't have the rest of our team, so we got to be a little bit careful here. This guy's a bit of a freak, right? Of how strong that he is. I think that this is fine, though. Do we have info? If we have info on the enemy bot lane, which we do, because it looks like they're moving top, I think it's okay to contest this. How should we play this? Okay.
This is Ari Brain. I'll tell you what that is. I'm like
just
E-flash.
flashing in, yeah.
The E-flash specifically, actually. It's kind of funny. I want this guy dead.
I think you should move him way earlier already, right? Move him way earlier. I would even Q the dragon to get the move speed and just zap him with E and really just play outside of his range. Because you can kite him very easily with your slows. And as long as he doesn't get towards you, that's when you're chilling. So that would be my mindset. Just kite him, and I'm pretty sure you guys can 2v1 him without anyone dying. Okay, team dies on mid. I don't mind you pushing side here. It's just Viego gets himself killed. It's too deep.
This one made me so sad. This stuff was because I knew the danger and I just didn't respect it.
Great. Solution, if you can't push the next wave, move into mid ARAM. Try to get Pry on the next mid wave, and then you can always like shift up there or get vision with the boys and then turn back to the wave. But shifting into mid is then the solution. Team dies. Game is pretty cooked here. Honestly, not bad. Look, the score looks fucking ugly, the 1-7.
It looks so bad, dude.
It looks really ugly. But I'm actually pretty happy with this game. I think that your laning was pretty fine. Your resets were something to work upon. And I think some of the mid-game could have been a little bit better communicated, could have been a little bit better in sync with the team. And some of your rotation could have been better. That's basically TLDR of the session. How do we turn this into a practical learning objective? What I really want you to look for is positions in the mid-game where you died inside, because that means that you probably pushed the wave too deep. I want you to go back 30 seconds, figure out how you should have played out the wave and when you should have shifted towards mid. I also want you to go towards positions in the mid game where your team died without you or you died without your team. And I want you to then figure out, like, going to these moments where like the game starts falling apart. And I really want you to break those down through the micro-macro framework, which is going to be looking at your spell usage. Could you fought these fights better? And if it wasn't really a fight and it was just purely macro, look at what exactly happened with your team. How could you have been in better conditions with your team? Should you bring the play off? Look at your communication. These are key things to identify for you. Okay.
So like the graves on the dragon, that's a micro thing. But like me walking bot lane, that's macro. I should have been awarded.
Correct.
Okay.
That's right.
I've lost more than almost everyone that plays League. Probably I've lost in many ways. I take that shit. You know, I can.
They build you up, man.
Lost 19 games out of 25, and I'm like, yeah, fucking, let's get it.
The losses build you up, brother. They do.
I think I'm a beast in that way, but that's it.
Okay, man. For you as well, make sure that you use the VOD questions channel on those positions, on those benchmark moments in the game, right? And if you have any questions in that regard, don't be shy to reach out to me.
All right, thank you.
Okay, great stuff, dude. Good luck in your games. Keep me updated.